Hello, everyone. This is Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Welcome to Today in Bitcoin and Litecoin. Today is January the 30th, 2017. Special thanks to the person who sent me some Bitcoin. That was very nice of you. I will be available to chat with all of you after this video is done. I'm sure we'll have a lot to talk about. Tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, I'm scheduled to have a huge guest on the show. Keep your fingers crossed. Tune in around 2 p.m. tomorrow. Huge guest if all goes well. Keep your fingers crossed. So this video, reasons why Litecoin is a good speculation. Segregated witness is key. Segwit. So I was going to wait until the Litecoin Segwit update site, which I will link to below, which I've linked to in numerous other videos of mine, was updated because they can start signaling approval right now, and the site is just not working right. And so I decided, okay, let's just get this out of the way. Let's talk about this now. And as I mentioned in a previous video, which I will link to, and of course I will link to that Segwit progress site too. Hopefully they show the progress by the time you guys check it and everything. But in previous videos of mine about Litecoin, I said to hold Litecoin. And now I'm basically expanding upon that, giving some more detail and making it official that this is a speculation. This is different this time. I don't usually go into depth like this about altcoins. So Litecoin, for those of you who don't know, it's just a copy of Bitcoin. And that sounds really boring in today's altcoin world, where altcoins do all sorts of crazy things. But it's really not that simple. Litecoin isn't trying to overtake Bitcoin, and it's perfectly happy being the silver to Bitcoin's gold. And that's what it's always been known as. That's been its gimmick. But if it implements segregated witness before Bitcoin can, it is going to prove that it is a proactive testnet for Bitcoin. And what I mean by that is that it will have implemented a cool new feature of Bitcoin before Bitcoin can. And hopefully it will establish itself. It will continue to do that. And that will give it some long-term value, actually. But this is not about the super long-term right now with Litecoin. This is about what's about to happen here in the next few weeks and months, possibly. And it's going to be like a video I made about Monero a few months ago. Many of you remember I said Monero is a good speculation. It can double, triple, quadruple in value at any moment. And I don't make calls like that very often, but the time has come here. And again, a speculation to me, and I know people have different definitions of speculations, but in terms of cryptocurrency, it's something that first of all, you have enough money to blow it all. Like if you're going to buy Litecoin, and I'm not saying to do that, but you're willing to lose it all. But at the same time, there is a legitimate chance based on real factors, which I will discuss, that the price of Litecoin could double at any moment, or possibly tripling also. I'm not going to say quadruple or anything like that anytime soon. So one reason behind this possible quick rise that's based upon segregated witness. Again, this is all based upon people learning about segregated witness and how Litecoin can implement SegWit before Bitcoin. But Litecoin really does have a presence in China. You've all heard the rumors before. I will link to the charts. The major exchanges there, they sell Bitcoin and Litecoin, and that's it. That's it. The people there, and who knows how many people there are doing cryptocurrency in China. That's up for debate. But what they know is Bitcoin and Litecoin. So once they hear about this, it's going to be on their radar. They only have two to choose from. And I know some of you are going to say, well, there are these other exchanges in China that have X, Y, and Z too. Look at the numbers that I will link to here, the Litecoin markets numbers, and you will see that Litecoin is the number 2 cryptocurrency in China, period, end of story. So that's huge. And right now, it wouldn't shock me if it's mined in China, just kind of like Bitcoin is. But it wouldn't shock me that right now some of these miner guys who they're going to make the choice to adopt or not. That some people out there know it's a sure thing and are already telling people, already telling speculators, because it already went up to $4 today, which is odd before the update site was live. And again, if you're one of those China-centric Bitcoin people, then you have to believe this is a positive thing for Litecoin, because Litecoin is very much skewed toward China more so than other altcoins, at least. So if you're one of those people who think China is important, well, you probably should look into this situation that's going on with Litecoin. So with recent speculations and recent pumps, whatever you want to call it, with your top tier altcoins like Dash, like Ethereum, like Monero, it seems like the speculators out there push it to double digits. So again, I'm saying I would not be shocked that this thing could double to $8 at soon. I mean, and again, we'll get into that a little bit more, but $10 is also possible. It might just round up to like these other ones have gotten just get to that double digit, and then it sticks there for a while. There's nothing scientific to what I just said, but anyway, not everyone is a Segwit for Bitcoin fan. Okay, we know that, but there are lots and lots of people out there that are segregated witness for Bitcoin fans and are going to take interest in this story, and it will make cryptocurrency news if they are getting closer to successfully implementing segregated witness on Litecoin. In fact, I wouldn't be shocked if they start the stories tomorrow, because now that the process has begun, the approval process of the signaling process, whatever you want to call it, I'm not a technical guy here, of Litecoin has started. So they're going to write stories about it. People are going to talk about it. Who knows? And maybe even make the mainstream media. These are things that get people excited. Just because this is my third video about Litecoin and segregated witness, or I don't know, maybe it's my fourth, who knows? It doesn't mean other people know about segregated witness yet in the cryptocurrency community, in the Bitcoin community. It doesn't mean there's a lot of people that don't know a thing about that what's about to happen, that Litecoin might implement segregated witness. So take that into mind. I'm explaining my logic why I'm making a video saying that it could double in value soon, very soon. Again, just because we here on this channel and maybe a couple other channels are talking about it, and I don't even know if they're talking about it in other channels. I don't get that much time to watch the other channels anymore, actually. Anyway, another reason Litecoin is, if it implements segregated witness, it becomes an insurance policy for Bitcoin. If you're involved in Bitcoin endeavors where, hey, if the fees increase on Bitcoin because they never implement segregated witness, you're in trouble. Well, then you're going to start learning about this Litecoin situation. And if they've implemented segregated witness and are close to doing it, you're going to be like, well, maybe I got to get some of this just in case I'm not able to do cheap transactions on Bitcoin anymore. And there are companies out there that perhaps are going to have to start to use this logic and say, well, wait a second, what happens if it doesn't happen, if segregated witness does not happen with Bitcoin? I'm going to have to look into this Litecoin thing. And again, if more people buy it, hey, it pumps up the price. I'm trying to give you reasons why demand is going to increase here. Another thing, Ponzi schemes, whether you like them or not, they need small transaction fees when they're ripping off people. No one's going to participate in your Ponzi scheme if you have high transaction fees. So Bitcoin might stop being, what they use with the MMM Ponzi scheme or any of the Ponzi schemes that are out there. And some of you may remember back in July of 2015, the price of Litecoin spiked. I forgot what it spiked to, but the rumor was because there was a Chinese Ponzi scheme using it. For some reason, they picked Litecoin instead of Bitcoin. Well, now they're going to have a good reason if Bitcoin doesn't get its act together and the fees get very high, and that the fees, the transaction fees on Litecoin remain very low and stay low and are quick, and things are flowing on Litecoin. And Ponzi dudes want it to be cheap and quick so they can rip you off. So Litecoin will have that advantage over Bitcoin the longer Bitcoin does not implement segregated witness. And if Litecoin has segregated witness. So I expect the price to hit a high during the hype of segregated witness, not once it's implemented. And this is a thing I learned from Tone Vays that he pointed out. If you remember when Bitcoin, the halving was coming, it was before the halving when it hit its high. By the time it got to the halving, it had already gone down a bit. So, but again, once hopefully the SegWit is implemented on Litecoin, the longer Bitcoin does not implement segregated witness, the more likely that the price will eclipse its high running up to the run, during the run. Litecoin. So again, the longer Bitcoin can get its act together, once SegWit is in place, the better for Litecoin. So you got to pay attention once that happens. If you are a holder of Litecoin like I am, and I am saying, and I said this in a previous video, if you have Litecoin, you don't want to sell today. Definitely, you got to analyze these things, take in everything I'm telling you right now, all these factors. But again, and this is so important too, this can all fall apart if SegWit fails, or if it doesn't get implemented, or if they implement it and it's totally broken and something goes horribly wrong. I mean, if that happens, it'll crash below what it is right now. I mean, there will be panic. There will be panic. So, I mean, there is no sure thing here. These are things to take into account. You gotta look at these things as a day-to-day thing. And again, some of these reasons that I have mentioned, and here, I'll get it. How long will the elevated Litecoin price last? And again, if Bitcoin implements segregated witness. So let's say Litecoin has its spurt up to $10, $8, whatever you want to say, $12. And then Bitcoin does get its act together. They get inspired. Everyone's like, this is great. It's working with Litecoin. So how long would Litecoin's price stay high? Would it return back to here, the $4, $3 range again? If Bitcoin does do it and has low transaction fees and is fast and everything? Well, what you have to analyze at that point is Litecoin still being proactive? Are they about to implement another awesome feature of Bitcoin before Bitcoin can? If it keeps on beating Bitcoin to the punch, because all Litecoin is Bitcoin, basically. If it keeps beating Bitcoin to the punch, then its price it has true value. It has true value. It's a proactive testnet. People are going to learn from it. There'll always be someone that wants it before it gets on Bitcoin. So again, if it stops being a proactive testnet, if it doesn't, after SegWit, if they don't start doing like anonymous things that Bitcoin is thinking about doing before Bitcoin actually does it, then then you shouldn't. I don't know what its point will be. You could say, oh, it's the silver to the gold, but what does that really mean? What does that really mean? To me, it means they're doing things that Bitcoin should be doing before Bitcoin actually does it. And if people from Litecoin Foundation, if they're watching this, I think that's something to keep in mind with your marketing. And please come on the show and everything. And we've been kind of in touch, guys, but you guys should be marketing the heck out of what is about to happen with segregated witness, talking to everyone about that, because it's going to get interest in your coin. And I'm not saying you should be pumping the price of your coin for bad reasons. People should know about this, because the segregated witness issue is a huge issue in Bitcoin. It's just a huge issue. And I strongly believe that Bitcoin has to adopt segregated witness. And I think this is the spark. And again, if it is the spark and Bitcoin does implement segregated witness, everything that I said about Litecoin, the build up to the price, the hype and all that, that's going to happen with Bitcoin too. So a lot of other people are going to be happy out there. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I post a new video here every single day for the people not familiar with this channel. I posted 2 today. I'm Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Today, I'm the Litecoin Meister. You can email me at adam@trezorhelp.com. And please spread the word about this video, share this video, like this video, and subscribe to this channel. I will be chatting with you guys right now.